Welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel for another Legacy video. Today, at the request of Patreon subscriber Diz, I am playing Esper Legends, which is a brew of their design. This deck does one of my favorite things ever that I used to shoehorn into every control deck, but has kind of fallen off in recent years, but we're committed to it, so I'm in. And that is the Vendilion Clique Narset Teferi lock. Narset, each opponent can't draw more than one card each turn. Teferi, opponents can't cast instants. Vendilion Clique, ETB, look at target player's hand. You may take a card from it, put it on the bottom of their deck. If you do, they draw a card, except that they can't draw a card because they already drew one this turn. If you do this on their draw step, Teferi means they can't counter or kill the Vendilion Clique or the Narset, and they just don't get a card. And then Karakas, you can bounce the Vendilion Clique every turn, and then they just don't get to draw any more non-land cards for the rest of the game. There was a golden era of Legacy when all of these cards were just in normal blue-white control decks together, and they're all reasonable cards on their own, and they just backdoor into each other, and if you ever get all four of them together, you suddenly win. And I love that. This list is leaning even more into that kind of shenanigans. Just two Karakas in here that is meant to cycle and bounce your own legends for value over and over again. The original list I was sent actually had 4 Karakas, which I think is too many. That's too many copies of a legendary land, and they're going to end up stepping on each other more than they're helpful. I turned 2 of them into Wastelands because as good as your Karakases are at intentionally looping your legends, enemy Karakases are really bad if you can't stick a threat because every threat in your deck's a legend. By making this change, we have an additional mana source that's not going to legend rule as often. We can answer an enemy Karakas, and we have enough Karakases that we can afford to lose one. I think this balance is a little safer overall. Another sweet legend to bounce and recur is Ertai Resurrected. If you've been playing the Vintage Cube, you're probably familiar with this guy. I've been really impressed with him in the Cube. 2 blue-black, flash, 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, counter target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability, its controller draws a card, or destroy another target creature or planeswalker, its controller draws a card. If we have Narset, this is, again, just a lock on the first spell they play every turn. If they don't play a spell, we'll just kill something that's already in play, and they don't get to draw a new card because of Narset. And then if you don't have a Narset, the deck also plays Sheoldred and Orcish Bowmaster to at least tax your opponent on these draw replacement disruptive effects, even if we can't shut them down completely. Then Artist Oracle of Half-Truths. It casts a mini Factor Fiction. When it comes into play, opponent separates the top 3 cards of your deck into a face-up and a face-down pile. You put one in your hand and the other in the graveyard. Looping this with Karakas is a long-term card advantage engine. You're also getting cards without drawing cards versus enemy Bowmasters. And all this in a shell with some mild disruption in the form of Thoughtseize, Force of Will, and white removal. This looks like a deck I would have loved in 2018. I hope it holds up today. I hope we get to Vendilion Clique lock at least somebody. This is the most aggressively slanted Clique lock deck I've played in many years. If we're ever going to do it, it's going to happen today. Let's jump in. This is Esper Legends from Diz. I'm on the play in round 1 with a Island Ponder Keep, 2/3 of my combo. I'm in. Gonna fire the Ponder now. I can't get basic Island, so I'm not even going to try. I do like land number 3, and Narset into Ertai is pretty sweet. Sheoldred is the better standalone animal, though. I'll set the Ertai up and try to let the deck do what it wants to do. I could end up with both of them, or I could fetch away the Sheoldred if I don't think it's going to be helpful in the matchup. Opponent with the land go. I'm going to play Marsh Flats, and I am a Thoughtseize deck. Maybe I should just brainstorm now. I know Sheoldred's on top. Yeah, I'm a Thoughtseize deck. Opponent might have Bowmaster in their deck. I'm going to brainstorm now. I didn't hit the juice I was looking for. I don't need this basic plains, and I will float Sheoldred on top again and decide next turn if I want her or not. A Volcanic Island and untap. Just getting that fetch out of the way. This kind of smells like combo to me, even though every card they've played could be indicative of Delver. Okay, it's not combo. It might be like some Urode pile. Oh, okay. It's Rhinos. Sure. Well, this is going to be tough because Rhinos is a deck that does not draw cards. They have some Lorien Revealeds in their deck, but that's all they're really doing with that. I guess with Ertai, I can make them draw cards. And now we're in kind of an annoying spot because I would like to plow one of these Rhinos, but then I lose Sheoldred, who's the creature I have that's big enough to tangle with a Rhino. Plowing a Rhino in the end step. Hey, Motobug saves the day. I could Narset try to dig for some action here, and she would just die in combat, but that's damage I don't have to take. And they might ignore her if they are. Like I said, Rhinos doesn't draw that many cards. She is kind of the perfect tester here, because I don't mind if she gets forced, because she's just dead anyway. If she resolves, she's basically a fancy cantrip, and if she doesn't resolve, she's a 2-for-1 against their force. She dug up a second Narset. I didn't like their hesitation on my Narset, though. It's like they have the force, but don't care, which is a reasonable position to take. Let's see if they care about Narset. They could kill her outright with the Rhino. They could put her down to 1 so I don't get an extra card with Shardless Agent, but she's still in play. And that's what they're doing. Okay. They're saying I don't care about Narset, but I do care about card advantage, which turns on my Vendilion Clique and Ertai stuff. Okay, I'm going to stop in their draw step. And I want to use Clique to try to soften up their hand. Ooh, if they're fetching now, I might have to click them now, actually. Which doesn't work with Narset, but if they Violent Outburst me, I'm in trouble. Alright. Sucks. I don't get to actually deny them a card, but I might be able to deny them 2 Rhinos. At least temporarily. Ertai could have also stifled this fetch land, but I would rather kill a Rhino with Ertai than stifle a fetch land. Oh, Ertai can stifle Cascade Trigger too. Yeah, that's cool. Alright, there's a lot of play to this matchup if I can be alive on like turn 4. Mystical Dispute. Okay. And that does tap them out of Violent Outburst. The deck plays Spirit Guides. They're never really tapped out of anything, but that was at least what I wanted to do, which was not give them 3 mana plus Violent Outburst right now. And they just untapped with their Volcanic Island. Now they've seen that I have forced draws in my deck. They might reassess this Narset, send the Shardless Agent at it again. Nope, just go into the Dome here. Fair enough. I think my best draw is Thoughtseize. If I could get this Sheoldred through, I'll be pretty happy about it. Oh, Force of Will. That's the same thing. Okay, first I'm going to Wasteland them and try to force some action on a 3-drop if they have one. If they have Brazen Borrower or something, I want to know about that. This also means they can't Mystical Dispute my Black Spell, because that's a 3-drop. They could have Tishana's Tidebinder. Oh, now they can't anymore. I just took that off them. Never mind. Played around it. Okay, here's Sheoldred with 1 layer of protection. She is big enough to beat Rhinos in combat. If they have Force and Dispute, they can dispute my Force back. Force pitching Lorien Revealed, Force pitching Narset. How do we do? I am now dead on board from my fetches and forces. Exactly 6. And they have a second force. Okay, GG. Hey, how can I get lower or stabilize? Flusterstorm's good here. Flusterstorm, Lavinia, Supreme Verdict, all things I'm pretty happy about. Force Negation is hit or miss. Hydroblast does kill Blood Moon, which is the thing they might juke into. Oh, I already have a Hydroblast. There's only 1 Flusterstorm here. I thought that was 2 Flusters. Okay, cool. Hydroblast. It's in there. I think Artist is too slow. Lorien Revealed. Narset's not that good. Bowmasters does almost nothing. Narset's still part of a bunch of the combos in my deck, as I have laid out quite clearly. I can't cut her entirely, even though I do not actually like her in this matchup. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to go down to 2 Narsets, because all the cards I'm bringing in are better. The other option is leave in a 3rd Narset and only bring in 1 Hydroblast. I am actually going to do it like that. Narset is just so core to the construction of this deck, and then Hydroblast is just in case they have Blood Moon. This is not disruptive in a way that I find useful. I'm going to mulligan. Okay, I'll try this one. I'm going to bottom of Marsh Flats and play Flooded Strand. I would rather have a hand with interaction and no plan than a hand with a plan and no interaction in this matchup. They suspended a Footfalls, all natural. I'm going to wasteland this. In this Footfalls, I have a lot of time to think about. I could draw Teferi in the meantime. Teferi is one of the better cards in my deck. Okay, there, just land go. I'm going to play the Marsh Flats because I can grab the 2 basics if I need to here. This suspended can of rhinos is getting close. Can I find a Teferi for my troubles? Swords to Plowshares, okay. One more turn to find Teferi before it's too late. They're fetching in the end step. They're cracking their other fetch now. Violent Outburst. Unfortunately, Hydroblasting this doesn't do anything because the Cascade is the important part. They revealed 30 cards to me. That's a lot of the deck. Wow, I was not expecting that force to work. Confirm multiple copies of Blood Moon and Minsk and Boo. All right, I forgot about that one, but luckily my Hydroblasts are all in anyway. Wasteland in your deck. Sounds like cheating to me. Yeah, this was a crazy innovation. This came out in, I think, Eternal Weekend Prague was the first time a Rhino deck did well with Wasteland in it. It's bonkers. Really embracing that tempo deck lifestyle. Teferi, wasting me right now. Supreme Verdict. All right, that's almost as good as Teferi. Maybe better, actually. Cycling Lorien revealed. I kind of hope they have a Shardless Agent and send another round. They cycled Lorien revealed in the end step, got an island. These rhinos are going to come in. You want to play some more rhinos? That would be cool. All right, I've certainly drawn most of the lands in my deck at this point. I'm actually going to pass for a turn and see if I can get some more action out of their hand before I commit to this Supreme Verdict. I'm going to plow one of the rhinos, and then we can kind of try to play a 1-for-1 game. A 4-4 is still a big object, and maybe I'm just supposed to Verdict here, but I would really like them to overcommit. This is a gigantic greed situation, just to be clear. Uh-oh. I don't like anything in their deck that they would need their 4th mana for. Yeah, I like this, though. Okay, they were just holding up what's probably Mystical Dispute. I'm going to fetch my other basic now. I guess I'm fetching all these and casting a spell next turn anyway. Just get them in. Get these lands out of the way in my deck. Blooded Strand and Splat. That's 3 Footfalls answered. Oh, I should have played Karakas in case they have Minsk and Boo. Tilt. I forgot about that interaction. How soon we forget. I used to live my life in fear of that happening, and here I had it and just chose not to use it. And they're going to have the thing, obviously. Yep. 4 damage I didn't need to take right now. Good job, me. Okay, we're committed to taking 4. Game on hard mode, but I do have the Karakas, which I didn't have last turn. That was the draw. Lavinia, I like you quite a lot. And with enough mana to pay for Mystical Dispute, and then also have Karakas as my land drop. And Karakas. Okay. Suddenly stabilized. Against all odds. I hope they don't find another Wasteland anytime soon. I let them get through their new hamster trigger. I'll let them activate Minsk and Boo, and then decide where Karakas is going. I mean, we know where it's going, but when to do it is the question I'm asking myself. Because sacrificing the creature is part of the resolution of Minsk and Boo. Yeah, just going to combat is reasonable enough. Now if they have something like Endurance or just some other threat, they can sack that to Minsk and Boo to kill Lavinia. Or they could just plus on nothing. That works too. Another Supreme Verdict. I understand that Endurance might be a card in their deck. Didn't see any revealed. I'm actually just going to attack them. I can't get this Minsk and Boo dead in a reasonable time frame. I'm just going to hope the Karakas holds up forever against it. Fetching in the end step. Are we just thinning? I mean, they're not a Brainstorm deck, so fetching just a thin is more reasonable here than it is in most Legacy decks. Okay, they are plussing on the ham. Clear the ham. Uh-oh. This is a second Minsk and Boo, and then they put me to 3. In Blood Moon... Oh, that kills Karakas. Shit. I'm so dead. Alright. This game is over if I don't draw Hydroblast right now. Vendilion Clique. Alright. They got me. Yeah, their land disruption is really good. The Wastelands plus Blood Moons and the fast clock here. This is not really what I want to be playing against. They're both fast and stable. And their creatures come in a variety of exciting waves. Delver, you can kind of 1-for-1 until they're out of stuff. Control gives you time to set up. Combo has some pinch point you can really attack. This deck is kind of right in the middle of all that. Tough matchup. Sweet deck, though.
The official BoshNRoll Island Ponder Keep shirt is available exclusively through Coalesce Apparel. This Magic player-owned business is a staple of our community. They keep this channel on the air, and it's my pleasure to partner with them for this product. Coalesce is the best Magic apparel on the market. They have awesome new designs coming out all the time. Use code BoshNRoll to get 10% off your order only at coalesceapparel.shop.
On the draw for round 2 with this very classic 2018 looking Esper mid-range hand. I'm going to keep it. This is what this deck's about. Opponent's on a mull to 5. My hand is only good against a combo jam deck if they are a combo jam deck that results in a legend that doesn't kill me immediately. So I have to hope for like Emrakul or Atraxa. Even Atraxa is kind of bad, but Grizzlebrand is just not beatable. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Island. Mull to 5, play an island. I can take that, I guess. I'm going to play this Flooded Strand. In case I need to Swords to Plowshares, in case they're just a Wasteland deck that mulled to 5 and not actually a combo deck. Hello, combo. Okay. From Monolith. I know Tony Scapone recently cracked a Coveted Jewel shell for the format. That is a known vintage deck, but hasn't had a home in Legacy, and opponents got the One Ring. That's what they're cooking with over there. I hope Orcish Bowmasters does anything, which is not a guarantee. Okay, I'm going to pass a turn. Let the ring hurt them. I will Bowmaster in response to a ring activation. But if this is just ring PO, that deck is pretty resilient against Bowmaster. If it is the new Turbo Jewel PO deck, I haven't played with that deck yet. I don't know how hard or soft it is against Bowmaster, but here I go. I've done what I'm supposed to do, or at least what I'm able to. Pew pew. Opponents at 14. Ancient Tomb for mana. They're still doing stuff. Floating off Mox Opal. Another Monolith. This is 6 if they have a Jewel. Just chain and rings together. I suspect they'll keep the old ring, but enjoy the protection of the new one. Oh, no. Okay. They are fully turtling down. Bowmasters has to shoot its own army here because they have protection. Oh, they can tap their Ancient Tombs without taking damage right now. Sick. That One Ring protection is pretty strong. Oh, Narset is nasty. I was gonna figure out whether Teferi bounce something or Prismatic ending their Grim Monolith was better, but they literally can't even draw cards. I'll take that. And this is 4 looks at a Force of Will. We got a Whelp in the chat. W-E-L-P. Yes, my deck is built around Narset synergies, and unfortunately, you're a deck that is built around drawing lots of cards. Okay. Lavinia, Null Rod. Serenity's probably good enough. Force of Negation. I'm not in on Flusterstorm. I'm not buying that. Swords to Plowshares can probably get out entirely. I should expect Urza Saga in the deck somewhere. I have Ertai's, Teferi's, Serenity. Okay, I'm not Ice Cold Urza Saga. Right, I have Wastelands as well. Once again, I think Artis. I mean, I hope we get to see Artis, or Atris, sorry. I've been calling it the wrong name. Atris, Oracle of Half-Truths. I hope we see Atris pop off at some point. But currently, we're 0 for 2 versus hyper-fast focus decks, where the 4 mana draw 1 or 2 cards is not that good. Shieldred is good, but she is a 4 mana non-blue card, and I need to support 6 forces in my deck right now. I'm going down 1 blue card, but up 4, so net +3 blue cards. Dress Down could be a blue card that also could play versus Saga, but nah, I'm not going to do that. Here we go. Force of Will with a Ponder, Island Ponder Keep with Force of Will, and a Hate Monster. 2 Hate Monsters, in fact. Pretty happy to pitch it to Fairy because it's not that good in the matchup. As long as my first 2 draw steps plus Ponder, I have 6 cards to hit land number 2. As long as that happens, we got stuff to do. Keep. Opponent also kept. That's scary. Ottawar as your land. Okay. I like to see that one go. Gonna fetch for Tundra, because I think Lavinia is more important than Bowmaster. Bonder, just show me 3 lands. Alright. 2 lands and a force, I'll take that also. Do I want to lock up land number 3? Or have access to black next turn? I think I want to lock up land number 3, because I'm just playing Lavinia next turn, no matter what. She makes their deck so stinky. City of Traders, which Lavinia is incredible against, because the extra mana you get from City can't be used to play spells until you have enough lands that City doesn't matter. Lavinia is in there. Now I don't have to worry about getting force back up. I guess they could, or they can't even repeal Lavinia, because that would cost 3 to do, and they only have 2 lands. And now even if they play 5 Grim Monoliths this turn, they can't cast a 3-drop with them. And they just passed. Good news. Attack with Lavinia. I'm going to play Bowmaster here, not Teferi. The Teferis are my blue cards. Dress down. Probably have to force that, right? Or I could oh, I have already revealed my information. All right. MTGO shows you losing a life when you click on Force of Will. It might have been better to hardcast Force of Negation on that. But now I get to add Bowmaster to the board, then I can hold up hardcast Force of Negation. And we'll see. That might have been a bleed. Manifold Key, okay. That still represents more mana that they can't use to cast their spells. And I'll add Bowmaster to the situation here. Just doubled my clock. This Plains lets me Prismatic Ending the Manifold Key and still hold up Force. And I'm not going to play Teferi. Something's happening in the end step. Cycling Lorien, okay. Tutoring for an island, and then City of Traders dies if you tap it, or if you play another land, so they can't even put 4 mana in the pool, play their land, and cast a 3-drop here. There's no point where they will have City of Traders mana and 3 lands in play. Yeah, the turn 2 city development is pretty harsh. I'm going to let Defense Cure to resolve and bounce it with Teferi next turn. I just don't believe that they can do anything right now, even through the grid. Oh, we continue just ruining lives left and right. This is a better lock beast than bouncing their defense grid. Serenity, lol. Alright, yeah, I'll tuck a Serenity in my hand. If they had end step Dress Down, I might have died, but then they'd have to answer Narset as well. Mox Opal countered. Are they memeing for the camera? Yeah, they are. Okay. It was either a shame concede or a meme concede. And it looks like meme conceding is the play. Alright. For as bad as the matchup was structured against me last round against the Rhinos, it was that good this round. Legacy decks do all sorts of different things. Sometimes you hit a bad matchup, sometimes you hit an insane matchup. Let's go.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
On the play in round number 3, I'm going to keep Island Ponder with some Planeswalkers. This Underground Sea wasn't here. This could just literally be one of the blue-white decks I was crushing with in like 2016, 2017, 2018. And Narset and Teferi weren't around for that whole run from 2016 to 2018. But these are the type of decks that you know me for. I have enough lands that I can put the non-basic out there and not be too upset if I get wasted. Cool. Land number 3, Force number 2, and Swords of Plowshares on top. All the pieces are coming together. Island Manifold Key. Alright. Alright, Moto Leagues. What's going on here? Who introduced all this stuff? The answer is Tony Scaponi. And we do have a collaboration lined up for his new Jewel build of PO. At some point, probably. Mid-January, you'll see it. I'm glad I have 2 forces. I will shuffle away the 3rd land. Bummed about this Swords to Plowshares. Ancient Tomb. Fetch in my upkeep. I could have done this anytime, but upkeep's as good as any. Drew another plow. Disappointing. I am going to shove Narset into play. I don't need double black except for Sheoldred. Just deciding if there's any reason Scrubland would be better than one of my blue lands here. Is there any reason why it's worse? Yes. If I draw like basic plains and a ponder, that could end up being triple blue requirement. Yeah, I'm just going to get Tundra. Send the Narset here. If they fight over this, I'll force pitching to Fairy. They didn't fight. Prismatic Ending. Not a brick. White removal's not what I wanted here. I would have preferred literally any blue card. But this one at least can hit their permanents where these ones can't. I'd love a Brainstorm. Okay, City of Traders, Ancient Tomb, pass. I don't know if this pass means that Narset's a problem or if they're just gearing up for some bigger nonsense that I don't understand yet. Narset, re-Narset. I think I would like to... Oh, wow. MFers act like they forgot about Narset. Narset is one of those cards that was just dominating the metagame. When she was first printed, she was everywhere, and then she was in control decks, and now she's barely in decks anymore, even control decks, and seems like there's a swath of the metagame, the One Ring decks, that just are not ready for her. We have seen this sideboard plan before, very recently, in fact, and I'm going to do the same thing here. No white source, but I do like Force Blue card, Thoughtseize, Lavinia. I mean, no world where I mulligan this. I hope I draw a white source in my first 2 turns, though. Ancient Tomb, firing Grim Monolith, okay. White source, immediately secured. Thoughtseize ya. Let me Thoughtseize ya. Ooh, Transmute Artifact is a castable spell. Even under Lavinia, that can do weird stuff. This has to be the Jewel deck. These Transmute Artifacts, these aren't in the Ring PO, so I think this is the new Tony Spice. We're seeing it a little early. I think I want to take one of the Transmutes and just bet against this Wormcoil engine. I'm holding Force Blue card. Yeah, like the Wormcoil's a great juke, and I did cut most of my removal. The Transmute does, unfortunately, sacrifice the artifact on resolution. Oh, Mox Opal, powerful. Okay, force the Wormcoil. I am not in any position to beat this card right now. Oh, that was such a good draw. Do I have to hold this Force of Negation, pitch Lavinia, and just use Bowmaster to actually win the game? I think that's what I have to do here. Disappointing, but at least we found a line. Okay, so they could sack a 2-drop and go 6. Here is a moment of thoughtful reflection. If they were going for Jewel there, Bowmaster just beats Jewel. I mean, maybe the 3 does find enough to keep going, but if they don't keep going, they take 4 right away, and then I have a giant creature that also takes the Jewel. I mean, obviously they scooped to this, but I'm just narrating the possibility of what if I let that resolve and try to punish it with Bowmaster. And I think the possibility that they just flip into Wormcoil instead of Jewel is high enough, or there's some other like Mystic Forge. I don't actually know the whole list yet, but if they had just put Jewel on the stack, I don't think I counter it. I think I would have just played Bowmaster into it, but this isn't Jewel. It could be anything. On to the next round.
If you're looking to run a CEDH or 1v1 tournament, Eminence Gaming has your back with Command Tower. With Command Tower's intuitive tournament manager dashboard, you can handle decklist submission and player management with just a few clicks. Players just need to scan the event's QR code for access to the full tournament bracket, including seamless pairings and real-time standing updates. Take the guesswork out of tournament organizing. Try Command Tower for your next event.
I'm on the play in round 4 with a hand that needs some help, but I am going to keep it. Narset, Karakas, Clique, it's all here. If I can just find land number 3 and make things happen. I have Plow and Force to interact with my opponent while I get set up. I let on Karakas because I would rather have the blue source if they wasteland me. Uh-oh. Someone did, in fact, bring the fun police to party. I am in trouble to wasteland, and I'm quite certain their deck contains it. Maybe just don't wasteland me, and my next 2 draws will both be lands. That's what I want. Oh no. Well, I've probably lost. But if my next 2 draws are lands, which is what I wanted anyway, we could be back in business. Just 2 lands here, 2 in a row. I will not complain, even though that does not cast any spell in my hand. Delver, Ponder. I'm going to let Ponder resolve. If Ponder finds a counterspell to protect Delver, then I wish I had plowed first. But if Ponder is looking for... If they know they don't have a Delver, then Ponder would look for a replacement threat. And that's bad for me. So hopefully they just put some spell on top of their deck to flip Delver with. And if they force, I will force back. They pitch Brainstorm, I'll pitch Narset. Just thousands of years away from casting this card anyway. Gotta draw Mystic Gate, a card that I don't remember including in my deck. Well, if you're gonna be mana screwed and missing land drops versus Delver, drawing 3 Swords of Plowshares is not the worst place to be. They've got a Ponder. Another Delver. Settle down. I was hoping that they'd just spend a turn cantripping, feed me a Murktide, but now I'm close to out of answers to Murktide in my deck. These blue mana cards. And 2 mana in the pool. Here comes Murktide. I have 1 Plow left in my deck, and then some Teferis and Ertais that I can't cast even if I draw. Okay, we are halfway to casting a spell. Look out. Blue Source. Thoughtseize. Alright, well. This is down and dirty, but I gotta do it. They could just bolt me twice and make me dead here. But if I have any life points left at all and draw a blue source, I can click, block, bounce, click, and get into a click loop. Alright, bolt. I'm at 1 on board right now. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm still gonna make you reveal your hand. Got him. Yeah, plow would actually be good there. Yeah, obviously we kept a hand that was sketchy on mana and ran into Delver. You're not going to win those most of the time. What cards are better and worse here? I don't really like Force of Will. I probably want some number because I am trying to resolve a bunch of 3-drops to play the game. Plow's great, Bowmaster's fine. Thoughtseize is medium. I'm going to try to give Atris a time to shine. Ertai's actually solid, because a random card out of their deck is not better than Murktide Regent. Narset is clunky, but she's what my deck is built around. Maybe I'll just go 1 more Force of Will, just try to play to the board here. Let's go. Okay, keep. 3 lands, and they can't wasteland me effectively until turn 3. I wish this Delta was one of the white fetches, but we take what we could get, and I'm happy with what I got here. Scalding Tarn, and Dragon's Rage Channeler. A bauble to trigger it right away. Price of Progress milled. Okay, that's 3 card types already if we count the bauble. And Price of Progress is on my radar. Come on, white land. Vegetable white source. Flooded Strand. Marsh Flats, Basic Plains. Ertai Resurrected. Opponents over there like, what the hell? Okay, I'm gonna have to fetch a non-basic Plains here. And if this thing's a 1/1 when it attacks, maybe I just don't sweat it for a turn. Or if they commit their land drop ahead of time, and I know they can't waste me this turn. This Ponder does make the DRC into a jerk, though. And they kept their Surveil. That is, importantly, not a wasteland. But it does also importantly reveal that they are Rug. At least a little bit. Plow this thing right now. I would have taken 3 if they didn't make their land drop. I think getting wasted here is just so much worse than taking 3 damage. Delver. Come on, real card. Okay, Redundant Tundra. I could hide my 1 black source. I need double white to cast Supreme Verdict anyway. I think my plan is actually to Vendilion Clique them in combat and try to trade with the Delver. Unholy Heat just revealed. Okay. I'm not going to trade with the Delver, but this is also kind of a distraction on my way towards Supreme Verdict. Here comes Clique. It's been many years since Vendilion Clique was a legacy staple, but even back in the day, a lot of people did not properly recognize that combat was usually the best time to cast it. Because it's so exciting to click someone in their draw step and take the card they just drew or whatever. But it's also a relevant combat object. I would love if they just play out 2 creatures here. I'd even take 1. Just add a DRC to the board. Give me that 2 for 1. Bauble. They know I have Ertai also. They saw that one 1,000 years ago. 2 baubles, and we know there's an Unholy Heat. Ponder. Okay, I'm gonna Ponder here. I was gonna Narset to try to find a removal spell, but Ponder could dig 2. There's a Brainstorm on top of my deck right now with 2 fetch lands under it. If I do that, Brainstorm will see 1 new card. It'll see fetch, fetch, mystery card, and I can put Underground Sea, Ertai back in, and know that I have lands for the rest of the game. I think that's good enough. It's not exactly what I wanted. I wanted a Swords to Plowshares. Hey, we did it all. Okay, put back Underground Sea. Or I could put back Fetch Fetch. Yeah, I'll put back the Fetch Fetch, play the Sea, and then plow the Insectile Aberration. And if they want to bobble me and look at a fetch land, that's cool. Sometimes you just get everything you ever wanted off of a series of cantrips. I'm not going to get wastelanded out of this game, and I found the removal spell. Good stuff. Sitting on Supreme Verdict until the time where it becomes appropriate to send it. Wasteland, okay. They saw the Delta. They know I can replace this land. Still going for it. They've got 5 cards in their hand right now. I'm going to cast this Narset around Daze. Unholy Heat can just kill her at any loyalty, so I'm going to minus right away if she resolves. She might get Pyroblasted. There she goes, out of here. That's fine. And I can decide this turn based on whether they waste me or not, if I want land number 5 or not. Looks like it's Merc time. But they made it little when they could have made it big. That makes me think they have more than one of these. Or they know I can kill the first one, which I do know is true. I have enough mana to Ertai around a Daze. And if they play the second Merc here, I have to decide if I want to take 9 to get a smooth 2-for-1. That would put me to 7. I'd have to fetch down to 6. I'm in double bolt range. I don't like my low life total here. However, killing 2 Murktides rules. I'm drawing a new card for the first time in several turns. Fetch. Get Scrubland, send the Supreme Verdict. I'm in double bolt range. I'm in Price of Progress range. If they have burn, I'm in trouble. Otherwise, we just got a good deal. I was talking to someone yesterday, and apparently at Eternal Weekend, they played against Delver with Price of Progress, and they had borrowed the deck from a friend, and their Price of Progress was in a non-English language, and they just killed themselves with it. Or they forced the game into a draw in a spot where they could have won, because they didn't realize it hurt them too. Okay, we're kind of settling into where the deck wants to be. Ertai is a counter spell, and if they don't cast a spell I need to counter, I can click them, get a peek, and see what's going on. And then Atris, so close to doing something. Okay, I'm going to float a black off of this. That's gone. Now Ertai is dazable, but my plan is click anyway. Click. Show me your moves. Unholy Heat, Lightning Bolt. I'm going to take Lightning Bolt because one of those kills me from here. Unholy Heat, I don't mind so much. Ponder. Give me that. Swords to Plowshares, Narset, Flooded Strand. I do like all these cards. I'm going to put the Plow in my hand now. That can insulate versus a double burn. I can plow my own creature. Not anymore. Alright. Click's gone. And I'm drawing Narset here, who does die. Oh, does not die immediately to Unholy Heat. They don't have Delirium. Do I want to clear the Flooded Strand on top of my deck or just leave Narset in play? I'm going to leave Narset in play. Basic Plane seems like a good resource here, and getting myself above Daze. Oh no, they drew a Lightning Bolt. I'm at 3. Mystic Sanctuary, stop! No! Oh, it's not a Mystic Sanctuary. Good. I thought I was dead. Okay, 2 unknown cards in hand after I took a Lightning Bolt and put it to the bottom of their deck. This looks like a Murktide. I'm ready for that. Okay, cool. There's one of those left in their deck. They can't have Force Blue card in their hand. Activate Narset. A whiff. Ouch. I would have really liked that Shieldred, actually. I can plow Murktide, and now I have Ertai Narset. That's a counterspell that doesn't draw them a card. But I do have to go to 1 if I make that move. Risky stuff. But I'm dead to Bolt anyway. They don't have anything that deals 1. Okay, do I want to turn Daze on this late in the game? No, but I'm gonna. And I'm gonna ignore Basic Planes because I'm dead anyway, and I would like to have access to black. Okay, Ertai. Try to kill this Delver. Huh, they did have Daze. Cool. Fuck me. Okay, well, I have perfect information then. Narset, find me a removal spell. Prismatic Ending. I'll take it. Ponder can try to find a Hydroblast here. Okay, yeah, they're just heating Narset right now. Bowmaster to Fairy Wasteland. I mean, this is not everything I wanted in the world. But I do know I could stick this Planeswalker right now and draw a card. And we will see what happens next turn. Dead to Bolt at all times. Just don't draw one. There's the Trop. There's the Delver. These are cards we knew. I'm drawing Wasteland. I can take them off green forever. Or I can cast 2 spells this turn. I think I'd rather cast 2 spells. Atris. Black, blue, 1, 2. They don't know about this Bowmaster. If the face-up pile doesn't have Hydroblast in it, I'm taking the face-down pile. I'm just looking for Hydroblast now to pad me out. Taking the face-down pile. There was a Bowmaster. Okay, now they know about this. Just going to send it now. And once again, hope they don't draw Lightning Bolt. 1 to 29. I just have to get their life total to 0 before they draw a 3-outer in their deck. Do they have 3 left, or is it less now? Yeah, there are 3 in there. Assuming they left them all in, which I assume they would, because it's a good card. Marsh Flats, plus Teferi. I'm going to attack for 5. And I think I actually resend Atris here. Karakas, pick it up, replay it. Just looking for that Hydroblast. Okay, Atris got a moment, boarded out in the first 3 matches, and now really doing the thing here. I will again take any face-down pile if the face-up pile... Oh, okay. Shieldred, okay. That was a big one to hide. Don't draw Lightning Bolt right now. Opponent said this is sicko mode in the chat. I agree. I am clinging for dear life. I am so close to doing something here. Seek the Beast, hate that. Okay, here we go. Daze Delta. That was among the worst cards they could possibly reveal. They can play the Druid, who I can Bowmaster immediately. And they literally can cantrip. It just hurts them. But if they're in a spot where they can, where like their hand is Brainstorm and they just need to find the Bolt because they're dead, they are actually allowed to do that. It's not like Narset where they can't even do it. Okay, here we go. Sicko mode. Begin the comeback. Brainstorm? Ah, the Hydroblast is here. Let's go. Okay, plus Teferi. Now I'm worried about very little, actually. Shieldred comes in. That is both a real threat to get this 24 life out of the way, and it starts to stabilize me eventually. I'm not going to play Marsh Flats. I can't use it right now. Opponent loses 2 from Shieldred. I will be at 5 at the end of my next turn and not care about Lightning Bolt anymore. Oh yeah. Pew pew. Right on time. Please don't have sandbagged a second one. Oh yeah, we got the LOL GG on the Hydroblast. Good save. Okay. Sometimes you gotta activate sicko mode, and now I gotta win a game 3. I've seen Price of Progress in their deck now. I already had both my Hydroblasts in. I could play a second Force of Will for those late game mega grindy situations where it comes down to Burnstile or Bust, but I just don't think that card's better than any of the cards I'm playing. I guess I could go down 1 click. No, that interacts in combat and stuff. Let's go. Same deck. Make it happen. It was perfect the first time. No mistakes were made. I was never worried. No plows here. Lots of lands. Both basics. A Brainstorm to move stuff around. I will keep this. Oh, this is the type of hand that's in danger of just getting run over by 1-drop into 1-drop, 1-drop. Or they could pollute a Delta Pass. That's the game I want to play against this deck. Deal. If they have Price of Progress, it probably means they don't have Blood Moon. That's not usually a Bofa situation. Orcish Bowmasters is nice. My plan is to basic Island, Brainstorm, basic Plains in the end step here. They might Pyroblast my Brainstorm. I don't mind that much if that happens. We haven't seen a 4th color, and we just played a really long game. Hope I don't get Bowmastered here. I did not get Bowmastered here. Put back one of these Tundras, and I might actually end up keeping some of these cards. Just leave Ponder in my hand. Yeah, I do not actually mind at all having 5 lands available to me. I don't play a basic swamp. I'm going to try to ping this orc now. It can't get dazed. I don't care if they kill it once it picks off the Delver. They can force it, but if they do that, then maybe they think the coast is clear and they ram into Supreme Verdict. Looks like I'm getting this exchange. Oh, do we have Veil of Summer suddenly? Vapor Snag, targeting your own Delver. Okay, that's fine. The Delver is out of play for a turn and needs to wait another turn to flip. That's all I wanted out of that, and that is a pretty clear signal that they cannot actually answer Bowmaster in a coherent way, and they don't have a second threat. Wasteland finds a target, but I have 5 lands here, and there's still one on top of my deck, though I don't think I need the 6th land. Heat. Okay. When the heat is on, I am going to fetch for my basic planes, and then try to ponder into a removal spell or Bowmaster here. Ponder. Shuffle 2 lands Lorien revealed, basically 3 lands. Did not get where I wanted here, but we are getting set up for big Supreme Verdict hours. Not flipping would be cool. Oh, flipped immediately. Real Brainstorm. I can play Teferi around Daze next turn, but I am concerned about Pyroblast as a thing that they have. There's Brainstorm. I really hope they just add another threat to the board here. I'm not going to be so greedy to ask for 2, but if they just play a Murktide or whatever, me having revealed I don't have a removal spell for Delver. Counterbalance. I probably want to Brainstorm in response to this. This card could be super annoying. Flusterstorm, not helpful. Karakas, not helpful. Okay. Well, hard mode activated. I imagine they didn't float a 3-drop. I'm going to play Teferi here with Flusterstorm backup. They did Brainstorm, so they have control over the top card of their deck right now. We're in there. I think I care more about Delver than I do about Counterbalance. That gets me through my Brainstorm cards. I'm drawing fresh ones next turn. Takes another turn off the Delver, and my Wrath is the thing that I know can't get counterbalanced. They did have Pyroblast, found a spot to sneak it through. Happy about that. Ooh, it's Atris time. They're not going to have 4s. Okay, I'm going to play Karakas and Atris. I don't even know if there's a 4 in their deck. We're in there. And even if they try to bolt it or heat it, Karakas can pick it up. And if Delver doesn't flip, I will trade. It's not even a trade, it's just a block. So they don't have an attack if Delver doesn't flip. Brainstorm and 2 mystery cards. I want the mystery cards. Oh, double Ertai. Let's go. 4-drop city. If they do end step removal spell and I have to Karakas, then I would have to discard, but luckily that didn't happen. Ponder flips Delver. I would really like for them to add to the board. I don't want to 1-for-1 this Supreme Verdict, but at some point I'm going to have to. Oh, they're just popping right now while I'm tapped out. That's smart. Yeah, I do have Flusterstorm in my hand, but it's not currently a playable card. Do they have Bolt too? All right, Ponder. Yeah, they did just put 2 face-up counterspells into my hand. It makes sense they would move on the price of progress there. Just get done what you can do. Wasteland, yuck. I'm not going to bounce Atris. I'd like to attack with Atris. Ponder, good chance they can counter that. Okay, my options here include Ertai, kill Delver, hold up Flusterstorm, or Clique in combat, try to trade with Delver, check their hand, also hold up Flusterstorm. I'm going to hide my second white source. I guess that would make my 3rd white source. So the Clique disrupts them and builds Storm. Though, if their hand is Pyroblast plus Bolt, I'm dead. Yeah, this is tricky. Okay, I'm going to go with the Clique. Because Ertai is a counterspell for burn spells where Clique just looks at them. It may or may not be good. Vendilion Clique. If they reveal a 3 for counterbalance, I just lose on the spot. I don't know what 3s are even in the deck if they don't play Blood Moon, though. They're seeking a beast in response. I think I'm okay with that. That's just going to build Storm. They revealed a Murktide and a Volk off of it. Oh my god, they hit the Brace of Horror! Alright, they do play that one. Sick. Okay, well, I'm at 1. That was a nasty trick. That is a card in their deck, apparently. And then they can Volk Murktide from exile. Okay, well, at least I have this under control. Yeah, that hurts. They answered my question, though. What 3-drops they even play? It's that one. Okay, back to 1 life versus all of the life that they have. We're doing this again. I know the top of their deck is a 3 right now. I'm 1 mana short of Narset plus Ertai for the combo. Oh, Narset gets countered anyway. Okay. I'm not close to that. I'm going to ponder while I know it works. 1 mystery card in their hand, and they didn't fling a bolt at me when the shields were down. Shieldred. Wow. Okay. I do want that at some point. That point is not now, though. Don't shuffle. Play Tundra. Back for 3. Now the question is, should I just Supreme Verdict? Because Ertai actually gets them dead pretty quick. They're actually dead to Shieldred next turn if Ertai resolves. But if they have Pyroblast, I lose to that. I'm playing Ertai. He's just too cool. We're in there. Destroy a target creature or planeswalker. They just drew the Brazen Borrower. I know about that one now. They're 1 mana short to bounce Shieldred and play Brazen Bee. Okay, but if they crack this fetch, they're dead to my creatures. Let's see what's going on here. Are they going to go Questing Druid and then main phase Borrower? Or do we suddenly have a Murktide? Been sitting on that for a while. Okay, Murktide's here. Their 1 card in hand is Brazen Borrower. I can attack with both my creatures, and at least one's going to get through because Atris has Menace. Interesting. If they just don't block, or they have to block, it's 6. I was still thinking they were at 7 before the fetch, but not true. Block, take 3. I can Narset plus Supreme Verdict here. I'm going to try the Narset first. White, blue, colorless in my hand. A Narset, don't reveal Lightning Bolt. They did not use Counterbalance, okay? Narset, fine. Teferi, Wasteland, play Supreme Verdict. The Teferi actually shuts down the Brazen Borrower being able to flash in. Okay, don't draw Lightning Bolt. Sicko mode, 2 games. I go to 1 life just for the content. I could have stabilized turns ago. I do this for you. Bobble ain't it. And they're bobbling me, or no, they're bobbling themselves right now. That's interesting. You're just going to look at a card you're about to draw. You can't shuffle. You'll draw that card before Counterbalance uses it. I think that was supposed to bobble me. Though I do have Ertai, the counter spell up. Orcish Bowmaster. Glad they don't know about that one. Hydroblast, Swords of Plowshares. I want this Hydroblast in my hand. I'm going to play Teferi and hope they don't have a Brainstorm. But if they Brainstorm, okay, they're seeking the Beast. I don't think this is my fight. Go ahead, seek the Beast. Flip Delver Brainstorm. Okay. Well, the Brainstorm sucks because that stacks the Brazen Borrower on top, but then I resolve Shieldred. Oh, they can't Brainstorm because I have Narset. They can Brainstorm to counter Teferi, but they lose their whole hand to do it. Okay. They are making that move. And they already drew for Bobble. This is actually just countering Teferi. Okay, Brazen Bee on top. I think I win now. I just shove this Shieldred into play. I know there's a 3 on top. They're going to lose 2, go to 1 to draw that Brazen Borrower. And then as long as there's not a 2 on top to counter Bowmaster, we get there. Opponent said, take it easy on me, YouTube. No, I thought they played great. These were awesome matches. Just rallying back from 2 rounds in a row. Beast mode. On to the final round. The official BoshNRoll Island Ponder Keep shirt is available exclusively through Coalesce Apparel. This Magic player-owned business is a staple of our community. They keep this channel on the air, and it's my pleasure to partner with them for this product. Coalesce is the best Magic apparel on the market. They have awesome new designs coming out all the time. Use code BoshNRoll to get 10% off your order only at coalesceapparel.shop. I'm on the draw in the final round. Positive records locked. Got a bread and butter 4-1 to play for. Hand is full of creature removal. No blue card for this force. Let's see what happens. Oh. We're just getting Shri animated, it seems. No blue card for the force anyway. Kind of glad there's no blue card, or else the Slotsies would feel a lot worse. Though, I guess I would get to keep my plow otherwise. Oh, look at this deck full of Masterpiece series cards. They're so horrible. Okay, Atrax is here. I am a deck with multiple Karakas in it. Yeah, I guess Force Blue card plus Plow would have broken up that Thoughtseize, or they would have just gotten a different animal. Atraxa got Bloodstained Mire, Orcish Bowmaster, Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual, Faithless Looting. And they're firing the looting immediately. Discarded a second Atraxa. I would like a Karakas. That's not a Karakas. Okay, good chance we're dead. I'm going to play Flooded Strand and pass here. And they have their own Bowmasters right in the main. Even cantripping and stuff is going to be tough now. Here comes the Atraxa damage. There's the Dark Ritual. There's an Entomb. Yeah, we're just getting schmurdered. I don't think we win this game on the play or the draw. Just needed the hand to be different. Yeah, I'm not beating an Archon from here. Okay, to the sideboard we go. Surgical Extraction, Force of Negation, Flusterstorm, Containment Priest all coming in. Hydroblast is not without targets, but it's not, like, good either. I'll see what I'm taking out. Maybe Dress Down is reasonable. Sorry, Atris, you had your moment in the sun, but you are not for this matchup at all. Teferi is not for this matchup. Thoughtseize is good. I actually do like the Plows, especially since we saw Bowmaster in the main getting... If they're getting low, then I want to respect that. I don't hate Sheoldred. I hate that Sheoldred can be Thoughtseize reanimated and actually be good against me. She's really good against Grizzlebrands, but she has a 4-drop that doesn't impact the board immediately. Ertai kind of rips, though. I'm into Ertai. And I need one more cut somewhere if I want the Dress Down, or I can just ignore the Dress Down. I think that's reasonable to do. Here we go. Classic BoshNRoll league, where if the league's going bad, I pair into Storm in round 5 and beat them. And if the league's going good, I pair into a Reanimator round 5 and lose them. Alright, I'll keep this multi-interactive hand. Sometimes Reanimator decks have Magus of the Moon in the sideboard. Just want to acknowledge that a little bit. I will Flusterstorm this Thoughtseize. I'm not going to respect the Magus of the Moon yet. I'm just saying. It's a card that they could have access to, theoretically. Fluster. Spicy one of paying off. Okay, I do have Thoughtseize in my deck. I'm going to Brainstorm now. Surgical is good. Put back these extra lands. And I have decided I'm not playing around Magus of the Moon, just with how my lands have shaken out here. And I don't want to get Opposition Agented, which is why I fetched on my turn. Dark Ritual resolves. Cycling Troll of Khazad-dûm. They've already made a land drop. Animate Dead. I don't care. All Swords to Plowshares this. Splat. Right, they've got a Swamp and 3 mystery cards in their hand. And I've got Containment Priest with Force of Will protection. They're going to have to go onto the creature side of their deck to function here. They've got a Thoughtseize. I'm going to fire Priest in over top of it. And I'll let them Thoughtseize me. They can't take me off interaction entirely because I'll have Surgical if they take a blue card, and I'll have Force if they take a Surgical. This Source of Plowshares was a sick draw. Now even if they jump a Bowmaster in combat, I don't lose my Priest to it. Land number 4. Alright, now I need to draw some of my spicy Planeswalkers and Legends and start shutting the doors down. Okay, just continue bashing. They didn't have Bowmaster last turn, and I'm not going to start playing around it now. Okay, no play there, no land drop. Vendilion Clique, what's up? Gonna attack. And I am going to stop in their draw step this time. Fetch for Underground Sea. Let me see what you got over there. Hopefully it's just a bunch of nothing. That's the perfect situation. It is, in fact, a bunch of nothing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They can almost cast Grizzlebrand. How worried about that am I? I could take the Dark Ritual, which is the card that's making that remotely possible. But my next land or blue card counters this. I'm actually going to leave their hand where it is. Nope, all good. Just wanted to see it. Don't want to do anything to it. Lands and blue cards are all good. And there's a Dark Ritual in the graveyard. I can just Surgical those. Ponder is better as a blue card than it is as a Ponder. And now that I have Force blue card, I'm actually going to just not even do stuff. Here's Entomb. Do they have some cool tech? Or are we just casting spells? Trax is in the graveyard. They know that's not helpful in multiple directions because I have Surgical and Force. Cool. And Containment Priest. Alrighty. We got through one. It only took 3 counter spells and a hard hate piece. I believe that my deck remains the same. Lavinia, if Lavinia was like Leyline of Lavinia, if I could turn 0 this somehow, I actually think she's good. But I don't think she's good showing up turn 2 on the draw. Same deck, let's go. Oh, a bad turn 1, but a good turn 2. Yeah, I mean, if they dumpster me, they win. But sometimes Reanimator has to slow down to play through hate in the post-board games. Like, if they just Thoughtseize me and pass here, I get to do stuff. But, or they just shit clown me. But I do have the Karakas this time. They got Grizzlebrand. Wow, yeah, they just sent it, sure. They can Grizzle once. And as far as I know, there's not a discard spell in their deck that could take Karakas. Grief, pitching Reanimate. Okay, I can F6 from here. And they might be able to Entomb, Reanimate an Archon of Cruelty that beats Karakas, but they can't take Karakas. Went to cleanup, dumped Atraxa. Okay, I mean, Flusterstorm, welcome to the party. Hopefully you're helpful in the future. Let's bounce Grizzlebrand. They're at 5. They can't reanimate again. Animate dead. Okay, they're going to reload their hand with another bounceable threat. I see Dark Ritual, Lotus Petal, Dothy Voidwalkers, Trolls, Griefs. Alright, they found their backup plan here. They kept Swamp Petal, Ritual, Thoughtseize, Voidwalker. That's pretty good. They could Thoughtseize me and play Voidwalker here if they can't do something even bigger with their handful of cards. And they can Thoughtseize Narset into the Void, where they could cast and use her. That's pretty good. Yeah, they got some cool stuff going on over there, not gonna lie. What did they just take? Ponder, interesting. They go to cleanup. I have Vendilion Clique now. I can Thoughtseize them. They get a Thoughtseize in the Void. I don't think I care about that, though. Underground Sea, Thoughtseize you. Let's see what's going on over there. Bowmasters, Entomb. Alright, I'm going to take the Bowmasters, bounce Atraxa, and pass the turn. I'm now at a spot where I'm a Swords to Plowshares away from stability. All on the back of Karakas. There's a Thoughtseize and a Ponder in the Void if they ever want to cast those, but I don't know that they would want to ever. Played a Swamp and got one of these Entombs out of the way. Probably going to bury an Archon here, because if they find another Reanimate spell, any non-legend will just get it done here. There's Archon. Please don't have Animate dead right now. Entomb again. Okay, just loading it up. They are at 3. If I just draw a blue source and cast Vendilion Clique, they could die next turn. Okay, kind of a stinker. I mean, Force of Negation, as far as non-castable spells go, is one of the better ones. Now I'm not worried about Animate dead. And I just need to find another blue source before I lose to this Voidwalker. Ponder, okay, send it. I know they have Bowmasters in their deck, but I've seen their hand kind of recently. Wow, this is so close to what I want, but it's not what I want. The Plow does stabilize versus the Voidwalker, but then I don't cast a spell for 2 more turns. I'm going to shuffle. I think I can do better. Tundra is better. All right. I'm in the win the game phase of getting it done here. I can pitch this Narset to force. They fetch down to 2. I'm going to go to 8. And then I'm going to go 5. And then I'm going to play Vendilion Clique and kill them. That's the plan anyway. My plan does not beat Orcish Bowmaster, but it beats most things that their deck can do. Cycling Troll, okay. They have Verdant Catacombs, Badlands, 3 unknowns in their hand. And they're fetching, they're just clearing stuff out of the way here. All right, fingers crossed. We're going to find out right now if I win or not. There's the Badlands. If they tap out for a Troll of Khazad-dûm, I win. Yep, deal. End step, Vendilion Clique. What an appropriate end to this league. Nope, you could keep those, and we got them! Bread and butter 4-1 with Esper Legends. This is deeply satisfying gameplay. I think you're kind of taking Legacy on in hard mode if you want to play a bunch of blue 3 and 4 drops into the Pyroblast Days Wasteland format. However, if you want to feel something and make a lot of intricate decisions and rally back from 1 life twice against Delver and race Reanimator who put Grizzlebrand into play on turn 1, those are all things you can do with this deck, as we've just proven. My biggest thought, like biggest thing to explore after this league is, can we play Delighted Halfling? And if so, what does that look like? If we're just Bant and focused on the Planeswalkers and Vendilion Clique stuff, maybe there is a 4-color mana base. You definitely don't get basic lands if you do that, but Halfling might be good enough to send this into the super stratosphere rather than just hitting land drops and playing a bygone era of Legacy. I don't know. Or maybe this bygone era of Legacy still holds up if you play tight and interact at the right spots. 4-1 record. I'm happy with that. Thank you for sharing your deck. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon. Check out the sponsors. Keep the channel going every day. And I'll see you next time.